Collins?
Yes, it is.
Hi, good morning. I'm Dr. Kretschy. Pleased to meet you.
Morning.
Please sit down. Yes, Mr. Collins.
I want to complain about your Dr. Jones. I wish to raise a formal, strong complaint against him.
Mr. Roland Collins, we're meeting for the first time.
I
I'm
know.
very upset. Tell me what has happened.
A year ago, my wife came to see Dr. Jones, complaining of bleeding from her back passage. He assured her it was piles, which she had suffered from before. He did not examine her. No examination was carried out. And my wife just became iller and iller over the following 6 months, very tired and lethargic, quite ill. She went to see Dr. Adams 5 months ago, who did do an examination and found a rectal mass. My wife died last week.
Really sorry to hear.
Now my point is, if your Dr. Jones had carried out his examination correctly, I'm sure that things would have moved obviously more quickly, and there's no reason why my wife shouldn't have had some curative procedure. So I think he was incompetent, and to be honest, dangerous. So I want to make a complaint.
Really sorry to hear this.
Yes, I know you are. That's fair enough. I want to complain about Dr. Jones. How do I go about it?
Right. Yeah. Obviously, you're worried about. So you want to complain about. There are a few things. First of all, my apologies for what has happened. I'm really sorry that you're going through a difficult time of.
You have no idea at all how I'm feeling. No idea
You're very
at
right.
all.
You're very right. I obviously can't go through. I can't imagine it, obviously, but
You can't.
yeah.
Nobody could. I know it wasn't you, but it was this practice. And I know that Dr. Jones is a senior partner. And that concerns me greatly.
Yes.
So, what are you going to do about this?
There are a few things which we can discuss today. I know you're very concerned about, and you want to make a complaint against Dr.
Yes,
Dr. Jones.
I've made that clear.
Right, yes. Have you ever thought about discussing this with Mr. Jones, Dr. Jones, by yourself?
I don't think it's a good idea that I see Dr. Jones at this moment.
Right.
You know?
Would you like me to discuss with Dr. Jones?
Well, what do you, I mean,
Pass your concern.
how can I take this forward? And I don't want some namby-pamby in-house practice complaint. I want to take this further. I've been looking on the internet. I want to go to your PCT with this, or the Ombudsman. This is a serious matter.
Sure.
I'm convinced that this practicing doctor missed, a very serious complaint
Right.
that my wife was having. Missed it completely. And he didn't examine her, An older lady, what was my wife? She was 69 at the time. An older lady bleeding from her back passage goes to the doctors and he doesn't examine her. And what do they teach you guys?
You look much upset.
My wife died a week ago, of course I'm
Yeah,
upset.
yeah.
So, complaint.
Yes, yes. There are procedures. I totally understand. You go through the procedures that how we can approach that, and I will certainly look into that. There are a few things which we can do, and I will try to help you as well. You look much upset today. Is anything I can help you to calm down? Is it
I don't know when I shall calm down. Maybe I'll calm down when this is resolved.
Oh.
Certainly it's very hard to come and see you guys today,
Yeah.
considering that Valerie only died
Right. Yeah.
last Friday.
Okay.
It's hard for me to be here, I tell you, I don't want to be here particularly, and I wish I'd got to do what I've got to do, but I've got to see this through.
Oh.
Until I've done this, until I've finished what I have to do here, I'm not going to be able to calm down.
Yeah.
Maybe if I see some justice served, I should be a bit better about it.
Yeah.
But you're not telling me what I have to do. I've actually come to you today with
I'm happy to
a
provide.
request.
Yeah, I'm happy to provide you the information about complaint. Obviously, we take this very seriously in the practice, and we will try to resolve whatever your worries are. Right. And I will, if you're okay with this, I can speak to Dr. Jones as well and express your concern towards him that this is what has happened. And I can arrange a meeting with him as well. You can talk to him as well. And
I can't think about talking to. I don't want to. If I see him, I'm sure I shall have a red mist descend upon me. I don't want to see this guy. Not at this time. Maybe one day I'll have to, but not now. But I just want this sorted out because I wouldn't want anyone to have to go through this. You know,
Sure.
to go through what I'm going through. And I think it's malpractice. I mean, if an older lady who's bleeding from her back passage came in for a consultation with you, would you examine her?
Well,
Would you? Yes or no?
yes.
Yes, exactly. That's my point, you see. I mean, to miss that, you know.
Yeah.
And I know things can sometimes be innocent, but, you know, in this case it wasn't, and it was missed.
Yes. I know you're very right about examining and things, but it depends on how the clinical situation is. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I wasn't there and we don't know exactly what has happened. But obviously you raised concerns and you're very upset. We need to do something to resolve this, definitely.
That's what I'm asking, is it?
I can provide you some information. There's a procedure which we call as a written complaint, informal
Right.
complaint. And normally we act on very quickly.
Yes.
And it's normally acknowledged in 72 hours.
That's from the practice.
Yes, and normally in 10 days we give you a reply and arrange what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what the procedure is.
It's highly unlikely, I would say it's 100% unlikely I'll be satisfied with an in-house investigation. That's my point. I want to take this further. I want to go further. How do I do that?
Well, that's first normally the start of the first step.
Yes, well, if we have to do that as a matter of
Yes.
your administration, yes, but I don't want it to stop there.
Right.
I want to go further than in-house.
And what actually you want to get in want to get in return from it?
But if
What's the maximum?
it starts the process off, then yes, let's start with this, but I don't want it to end there. I won't be satisfied with an in-house thing. Because I'm sure that you and Dr. Jones and the senior partners are all buddies, you know, and I don't believe they're going to look out for each other. So I'm not going to be satisfied with that.
Right.
It's got to go further from my point of view,
Right. Okay.
whatever the outcome is.
Okay.
I'm sure there's some old boys, you know, school network type stuff going on here, and I'm not going to be happy with that. I mean, he's been here for years, hasn't he? I'm sure you all love him.
You know, Mr. Reynolds, you're very upset, and I do appreciate that you had a great loss of your wife last week, and which no one can fulfill at the time, obviously. And we normally take the complaints very seriously. I'm happy to start with the basics, and I'm happy to provide information for further steps. Like you said, you want to go to PCT and ombudsman and all this. I can provide you this information. Which you
Today?
Yes. But I need to find out, and I can get back to you if it's okay.
No, you do that.
Yes.
Today? You'll get back to me today?
Yes.
Because I want to start the ball rolling now.
Yes.
You know, I've just about got...
Would it be okay from your side if I arrange your meeting with our practice manager?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Do they handle the complaints then?
yes, and we
Yes.
normally take complaints very seriously, and I think it would be a good idea if you agree with me that I will arrange a meeting with our practice manager,
Yes.
where you can raise your concerns as well.
Okay. Yes, I'm happy to do that.
Okay.
Right. So you're going to get back to me with this information?
I will get back to you, and I can provide you the information for written complaint, how we do the complaint here.
Okay.
Would you like to start here as well?
Yes.
And would it be okay if I discuss this with Dr. Jones as well?
Well, I suppose you'll have to know, won't you?
Yes.
Yes. It's probably better coming from you because I'm not feeling overly friendly towards Dr. Jones.
Sure. I know you obviously had a terrible loss last week and you're watching very much and looks upset to me. Can I ask about yourself? How you get on, obviously? I didn't ask about yourself, obviously.
Well, I think I'm rather fueled by anger at the moment than how I feel when this is all over.
Right.
Obviously, I'm not in a good place. That's evident.
Yeah.
My anger is fueling me at the moment. I think if this situation resolves to my satisfaction, then maybe I'll be able to start moving on.
Yes.
And then I don't know how I'll feel because this is kind of
Yes.
keeping me going at the moment. I don't know how I feel afterwards.
And